Hello, 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 and welcome back to the 12 Days of Bells. This is your second to last day. It's day 11, and I am feeling a deep need for some recovery. So I hope you're in for this. It is going to target your hips and your lower back. So if you have any lower back pain when squatting, lunging, or doing any of the other movements that we do a lot in Bedoya Bells, general movements, and this is for you. I know I need it, so let's get right into it. We have a 30-minute running timer. I have a huge list of movements that we can do for our hips and our back. So all you need is your space. You're gonna need a kettlebell later on, one light, super light, and one heavy. And I think that's it. So let's get into it right here. The first thing we're gonna do is a supine hip car. So I want you to lie on the floor. Lift your knee into your chest and then really draw a huge circle with it. Bring it back down. And then you're going to bring it back the other way. Do the same thing. Yes. Bring it in. You can even guide it with your hand if it's helpful. Open it up and drop it down. And then bring it back the opposite way and bring it in. One more here. And last one. Good, switch it out to the opposite side. So I forgot to mention in the beginning, because we're opening up the hips and we're doing some relief for the lower back, this is really gonna help improve our mobility overall, right? So if you wanted to pause this video after we're done with this other side and take a little video of your squat and your kind of like deep squat, the one where you're sitting all the way down, booty to the ground, and then compare it and see how it feels after we finish this, you can do that too. One more, and then if you wanted to pause your video and take that little before and after comparison, now is the time to do it. I'll be waiting right here, like super cute, girl hang out on the beach type of cute. All right. Next up, you're gonna stay laying down. If you're back, welcome. Sweep the leg straight up, straight down, and then out to the side and back down. The whole time you are trying to keep your back relatively on the ground and your leg relatively straight. So keep that in mind as you're moving through these. Up and out. Good. And up and out, switching sides. I gotta turn to the side a little bit for this one. Lift it up, swing it out. Good, lift it up and swing it out. 3 more just like that. 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, and 1, 1. You're gonna lift yourself up, bring your heels up, down, toes up, and from here, you're gonna try to lift your foot and bring it to the ground. Lift and lower. Nice. Maybe I should have kept my leggings on for this one. This whole routine, it's extremely revealing. Push those heels out, lower it down. Push the heel out, lower it down. Anybody got super tight hamstrings? I feel this all the way up the back of my leg. For 3, for 2, last 1. Stay where you are. You're gonna go for those little 90-90 hip twists. So drop your knees to one side, and if you were sitting normally, you would see your knees each come at 90 degrees. So all you're gonna do is rotate your knees over to one side while you're trying to maintain a nice upright posture, letting your hips do the majority of the work here. Yeah, that's how we do it. We're gonna stay here for about 10 of these, so this is 5. Good. Ooh, I feel these. This is a good lower body warm-up move as well for any of your workouts. Nice. Keep it here. Believe that was 10, but You know, we'll do one more for good luck right here. Oh, yeah. All right. Next up, we're going to go ahead and go into what is called a tactical frog. So you're going to widen your knees out nice and wide, which means you might need to go long ways so that your knees stay on the mat, right? And put your elbows down. Once you have your knees as wide out as you can, shift your hips forward a little and lift off this heel. Lift off this heel. A little tactical frog with an internal rotation. Take your time here. Breathe into it. I know it can be a tiny bit uncomfortable. Focus on what's right in front of you here. Some of you are like, what's right in front of me? I've got a crazy dog running around, or I've got kids running around. Focus on you. Focus on you. Yes, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh! Push yourself on up, nice and safe. Bring it on in. This next one, you're going to start in a half kneeling on the left side, and the right leg is going to extend out. And we're just going to floss our hip right here. So shift it forward, shift it back, shift it forward, shift it back. This is going to be so yummy. I cannot wait for you to see how your hips feel after we get through each of these movements. There's a little bit in the wrist here too, right? As you shift forward, a little bit of a nice end range of motion stretch for them. Yes, and last one. Good, from here, I want you to really dig those hands in. Think about lifting and lowering that foot. We're just gonna go for 5. 5, 4, 3, control it up and down. 2, working on those adductors. 1, woo! Now let's go ahead and shift to the other side. Hip abduction, that's what that was doing. All right, rocking and flossing here. If you need to put something under your knee for these because it's a little uncomfortable or your floor is hard, like mine is over here, then get a little extra cushioning, a little extra support. Nothing wrong with that. Recovery and taking the time to take care of our body after we break it down is so important. Here we go. 5 right here. 5, 4. Does it feel easier or harder on this side? 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Now we're going to go stand it on up. You might be a little dizzy going from seated to standing. So just kind of take your time here. I like to kind of find something to stare at. We're going to go for side squats with our feet planted, but we're going to try to go as low as we can. I'm actually going to turn around because I don't want to show off too much. Here's what it's going to look like. You can hold on to a wall or a beam for support. Come down and then walk your hands over to the other side. Heel comes up, pushing the knee out, and then you walk it back over. If you don't need your hands on the floor for this, then you can let it go. If you need to be a little bit higher for this, no worries. Just work where you're at, work where you're at. It's not an exercise movement, right? It's not something for hypertrophy or max strength. We really want the body to have a chance to feel good and to explore these motions. Good, keep it up here. I'm pausing in each place for a few seconds, just playing with my abilities here. One more on each side. Beautiful. Woo! Bring it on down. Wow, you can really side lunge. All right, so you're gonna stand it on up, and the next thing that we're gonna do is going to be a half kneeling position. So for this half kneeling position, what we're focused on is not having this glute stick out. So you wanna tuck your pelvis under your rib cage. So your pelvis, rib cage, shoulders are stacked in one line. The glute behind you is squeezed. What you're gonna do is lean forward into that hip and then pull it back for a little hamstring stretch. So you'll definitely find where that front foot needs to be. The knee is gonna go as far forward as you can. You do wanna keep your hips shifted forward, parallel to the front, and then pull it back just like that. Maybe even wiggle side to side, floss those hamstrings out. Big forward reach, sink into that hip. Allow it to go a little further than you think it can. And then pull the hip back, straight back. It's gonna wanna shift from side to side. It's your job to woman the ship. I was gonna say man the ship. Let's woman the ship. I know that clap back didn't do what I thought it was doing, but I still like it. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Woman the ship. One more here. Open it up. Push the hip forward. And we're gonna switch sides. So the opposite foot's gonna come back. One foot is gonna come forward. Squeeze your glute. Shift the foot forward a little bit. Sink in to this nice, beautiful front lunge. And pull the hips straight back. I know. It's gonna be a little toughy. Floss that hamstring out and then go again. Shift it forward. Holding it there. And bring it back. Oh yes, this is what we needed. This is really, truly what we needed, isn't it? Bring it forward. Now I just gotta imagine I'm in like my own hot yoga room, sweating it out. And shift it back. My friend just opened a yoga studio in Fort Lauderdale. She's one of my best friends from high school. And we used to go to hot yoga together and regular yoga because she would teach it all the time after class. And I just remember it was never a thing. It was never an issue. It's called getting close to 30. Many of you know what I'm talking about. Our bodies, they just creak and crack in all new ways. It's like renting a house like we are for the first time. You open a drawer, it creaks, you're like, oh, that's new. Good, awesome. All right, stand on up. I want you to get that light kettlebell that you have now. Again, this might be, after you see the move, where you want to pause me and put some shoes on to protect your feet, because I am a crazy person and I do not protect my feet from anything. I love for them to get a little gnarly. You're going to put the kettlebell on your foot. When you do that, you're going to push into the wall so that you're pushing through those shoulder blades and your pelvis is not back, it's popped forward. So it's engaging the core and pushing into the wall. As you lean into it, you're going to lift that foot that has the kettlebell and then lower it down. A little bit of hip strengthening here. So I know you're not gonna be able to see it perfectly. I am gonna try to go, I guess, against this wall, so maybe you can see me do it. And here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hook that kettlebell, toes up. Big exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. We're gonna go for 5 here. 2. Ooh, all the way up 3. Some of y'all are like, you fucking crazy, Nicole. It's okay. 4. One more. 5. I think I need a lighter kettlebell if I'm being honest with y'all. All right, we're gonna do the other side. If this kettlebell is just a no-no for you, you don't have a light bell, you can just lift that knee up and hold in that nice up position. You're probably getting a lot higher at that point. All right, other bell, other side. 3, 2, 1. Big exhale, lift. 1. Slowly lower. Lift. 2. Slowly lower. We're renting this house. I can't damage it. Big exhale, lift. 3. Some of you have like 20 yoga mats and pillows under this. Probably a smart idea. 4. It's called the oomph. It's a little football oomph or grunt. Last one. 5. Nice. You can do that like 10 to 12 times, depending on the weight that you have. That's going to be a nice setup. All right, let me just check my little ticket boxy and see what we got next. Your next move is going to be for the hammies. So if you've got a hard surface, you're going to need something like paper towels or socks or really anything that's going to glide. And if you have a carpet, then you're going to need something hard like a notebook or some gliders. And all we're going to do is lift slightly off the ground and negative or slowly eccentrically lower our feet out and then drop our booty back to the ground. So it's like a very tiny hip lift to get your pelvic in line with your back. And now you're going to slowly extend out, heels down, toes up, squeeze your booty, keep the pelvis in line, and then drop down to the floor. And then we're going to do that again, all right? So we're going to go ahead and stay here for 6 of these. Let's do it. Up, slow, slow, slow. I know it's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. Woo! Nice. So for me, when I squat, I do have a little bit of something called a butt wink, which is when my butt curves at the bottom and kind of tucks in rather than keeping a nice flat back. Not the biggest deal, but when I stand, I have an anterior rotated pelvis, which means it pops out, a little bit like a booty Instagram, right? Not doing it on purpose, it just happens. And this is something that's really helpful for it because done wrongly or loaded, it can cause some back pain. So this helps me remember to keep my pelvis in neutral, and coincidentally, it's also an amazing hamstring strengthening exercise. So lift slightly off the ground. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I was probably lifting a little too high in my earlier reps. Think real nice and low, okay? Real nice and low. So lift. Da 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 da. You also want to make sure you're lifting with your body and your glutes and not supporting with those arms. So go ahead and lift those arms if you feel like you're using them just a little bit too much. Yes, yes, yes. You know the drill. We always go for a bonus one. Get it up and slowly slide it out for your last rep right here. Woo! Ha! Oh my goodness. Roll it over. Shake out those hammies. Beautiful job. The next move that we're going to have is going to be a side plank. So I just want to hold the side plank. It's a great move. We're going to lift and lower the hips. So this side plank right here, lift the hips, raise them. Lift the hips, raise them. That's the move. And I want you to meet me here in 10 seconds. Okay, friend? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Lift, lower the hips, lift them up. This is also for the pelvis. You can tell that we need our body in one straight line. So that pelvis can't be too far forward, can't be too far back. It's just an up and down lift, as if you were stuck between two very slender walls, and it's the only motion that you could do is up and down. You might start to feel it in the shoulder. Push out of that shoulder, stay strong. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Flipping it over to the other side now. Here it comes. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift it, lower. Like there's a string attached to your hips, and you're using that core to pull up. Keep going, keep it up. Nice. Oh yes, you are staying here for 5 more beautiful seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful, beautiful job. We have one more move that we're going to do before we go into some things to release that lower back, and that is a weighted ankle stretch. You can do it weighted or not weighted. I don't currently have a bell heavier than 25 with me, but I would recommend doing this with a heavy bell. Put something on your back knee for support if you need it, and all you're going to do is find your end range of motion here in your ankle while you're keeping this heel down, and then come back up and out of it, while the weight is going to be placed on your leg so that it can help load that end range of motion and get you some more ankle stability. Nothing says that your hand can't be on the ground for this, so do what you need to do. Maybe there's a bench next to you supporting it, but let's find a little bit of end range ankle mobility. Good. So back it up and then hold it there for 3 to 5 seconds. Whoo, yes, ankles, work it. Same thing that we did when we did those earlier lunges and we tried to keep our hips straight. Don't let your hips kind of pop out to the side in either direction. Focus them. You're womaning this ship. Woo, let's go, let's go. 2 more. 2, and last one. 1, I'm not gonna lie, my private clients make fun of me all the time. I might be a trainer, I might be coach, I might know all the moves, progressions, and regressions, but your girl cannot count. I have no shame in it, I can't count, it's fine, guys. So you might end up doing 5, you might end up doing 6. Just rock and roll with it. Rock and roll with it. That's what you're going to get crazy over after the year we've had? I don't think so. You don't mind a few extra reps here. It's not like we're doing thrusters. Those were pretty mean, huh? Just 4 sets of 20 seconds of those thrusters. Pretty mean. You know what I'm talking about. If you had done one of those earlier workouts, I forget if it was, I think it was the Tabata. Had to be 20 seconds, yes. Woo! Push it forward. Load the end range. Keep the heel on the ground. And then bring it on back. You're likely going to feel the tightness in the front of this ankle. That's really where we want to get the mobility. That's usually ankle dorsiflexion is what is primarily lacking the most when people go to do different sorts of movements. The hip-ankle complex is complicated, but we can give it some love and attention so that we can do our best in our training. Good. I feel like one more on this side. So we're going to do it. Last one. Find that end range. Hold it there. Grip the floor with that foot. 3, 2, 1. Come out of it. Oh, man. Woo. Just take a second right here to rotate those ankles in a circle. Nice work. I love that one. That is a keeper. Do that daily. Alrighty. Time for this lower back. So first things first, we're going to start on the floor. We're going to give ourselves a little time check. Woo, we got like 6 minutes to rock and roll with this lower back mobility. So you're going to start by bringing your knees into your chest and giving them a nice big hug. And then you're going to release, and then you're going to bring them right back in again, so do not go far. And then release, and then bring them in again. We got 2 more times here. And release, and bring them in again. Hold it, squeeze it, pull it in. 3, 2, 1. Your next move is going to be a happy baby. So go ahead and grab the edges of those feet, pull it in. We're gonna hold here. If it feels good, you can pretend like there's a little string that you can pull on each side, so your kind of pelvic back area staying the same, and pulling on each of these strings is what is making your whole body rotate from side to side here. Nice. 5, 4, 3, good. For 2 and 1. I love it. We're gonna go ahead and lay on your back and do a few book openers. So for these book openers, you're going to lay on your shoulder, knees up and together, open up towards the opposite wall like a book, and then close it. Yes, hips are stacked. Open it up just to a comfortable end range and close it. Good. 2 more. Yes, and last one. Good. Switch it over to the other side. Same thing here. Book openers. 3, 2, and 1. Open it all the way up. And bring it back. Good. Open it up. And bring it back. 2 more, 2 more. Up, 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 up. And bring it on back. And last one. Open it up. And bring it back. Yes, I love it. This time you're gonna open it up, staying where you are. Reach your arm overhead. Reach, 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 reach for the sky. And it's like a big rainbow. And then you come back and you close it. So open up the rainbow, reach towards the sky. It lands in the same position, and then close it. I'm hitting everything. I'm hitting the tree, I'm hitting the presents. Nothing can get in my way. Woo! And last one on this side. Last one on this side. Open it up. Oh yes. And bring it on back. Now we're gonna rotate over to the side that we started on and do these same rainbows. I think they're called windmills, but doesn't rainbows just sound so much better? Rainbow it out. Reach up, up, up. Rotate that palm. And then bring it back. Good. Give me 3 more right there. Reach it up. Rotate that palm. And then bring it back. 2 more, 2 more. Reach it up. Rotate that palm. And bring it on back. Last one. Reach it. Rotate it. And bring it on back. All right. We've got our last and final move right here. We're going to do a crab. So we're going to have this little hip bridge, hands in the middle, lift and reach, and then come back down. So rather than the crab that we usually do where we might push through and arc the back a little, I want you to keep this more tabletop-y, a little bit more tabletop-y than usual. Push those knees out. Good. 1. We're counting that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side, give me 5 on the other side. Good. 1. Ooh, you got this. Show me. 2, scrumptious. 3, 4, and 5. Good. And our last and final thing that we're going to do is just sit in that nice wide squat. If you need something to hold on to, you can grab a kettlebell if that's going to help you sit here, and see if it feels any different than when you started. Maybe the ankles have a little less pull on them. Maybe the hips have a little less pull on them. They're a lot more open. Staying here for another 20 seconds, and then we'll rock and roll right out of here. I'm going to turn this timer off so it doesn't yell at us. Good. 4, 10, 9, 8,
7, stand tall. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lift all the way up. And 1, oh, shake those legs out. I hope that after this, your legs, your lower body feels yummy, feels amazing. Feel free to go back to any of those movements that felt just like opening up your body, felt like home to you, to hang out in them just a little bit longer. All right? I'm so proud of you guys. We're coming down to the last day of the 12 Days of Bells and ending out 2021. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll see you tomorrow for the grand finale. Wink, wink.